Ranch, how are you guys doing?
And my color commentator.
Seth Boyer.
So boys and girls, we got a big game for you guys today. The Wolves currently 10-5, or 2-2 to start off the 2025 calendar year, and they're trying to make a final stretch playoffs. I'm gonna hand this over to you guys. Seth, what are your thoughts on the Wolves, and what do they need to improve on today's game to really pull through here against Georgia?
Well, Bailey, they're playing against a team, lower in the standings. Georgian sitting at only 2 wins. Georgian, team that's got to get it going, but Algonquin, they can come in here today, really steal it away, and really get off the losing streak that they're in right now. Lost back-to-back games. They, 2-2 since starting the new year in 2025. So look for them to really start, pumping it up and, forcing themselves in close to the top of the standings here in the East.
For sure.
Yeah, like as you said, I talked to Coach Everton Senior actually, and he said already from last weekend he saw improvement at the Seneca game. Obviously, it didn't come out in their favor, but it's good that he sees improvement already. They're a strong team, right? They're undefeated, so it was definitely nerve-wracking coming into it, especially off of a loss from the weekend.
I agree with you 100%, and you were fortunate enough to get the chance to interview him. 30 years of coaching experience in the OCAA, already an impressive feat and number to begin with, and 2-2 to start off the year. His team isn't getting the start that they quite wanted, right? So they're going to have a lot to work on before playing, and as you mentioned earlier, a bottom-place team currently sitting at 9th in the Eastern Conference with a 2-12 record, right? Yeah. So a lot to work on here, but this could be a gimme for the Wolves if they come out and play some really solid volleyball in tonight's game. Now,
and maybe that's all they need is a win, right? To just get them off that hump.
Exactly, and I agree 100% with you. Now, talk to you guys before the game, but we're going to try and mention it here. Who are your 3 stars from the Wolves that you're really looking on making an impact moving into today's game's matchup?
Well, first off, Kirsten Torrey, she had an amazing game yesterday. You had a chance, like you talked about, she had a chance to interview her actually yesterday. But we didn't see much of Natasha Lozon yesterday, but earlier in the year, she's been really, a great hitter, powerful hitter on the right side, and Gabrielle Paquette has been really good. So those are the top 3. Those are my 3 players. Algonquin, all our players are good, but those 3 players, look for them. If they play good here today, Algonquin has a chance to really maybe have a clean sweep here today versus the Grizzlies.
Hopefully it's a quick game for them. That's always the hope. But yeah, like I said, I talked to Kirsten Torrey yesterday, and she said the biggest thing is on the team is the support that they all offer each other, right? It's the biggest thing on a team is what you need, your support from your teammates, and she's a rookie, right? So it's huge for her.
And I'm pretty sure we can all agree here that Kirsten Torrey's making a phenomenal impact on the lineup, and as one of my 3 players that I did want to mention, Kirsten Torrey for sure. Talk about her. She leads the team in points per set at 3.7. Balled out, had a spectacular performance in yesterday's game, but a person who's also able to play a phenomenal 2-way game as well, too. You see her. She's second on the team in digs at 147. So a really impressive number to be putting up, especially when you're putting up that much points offensively as well, too. Natasha Lozon, strong hitter, second on the team in points per set. She's standing at 3.2 points per set, so super impressive number. Really strong hitter, a player you really want to utilize a lot in the front court above the attacking line, and she's the player who can do it all. But Gabby Paquette leads the team in digs. She does everything, sets up play, probably the #1 best setter on the team. She really capitalizes and sets her teams up for offensive opportunities. So a player you really want to watch out for is her because she can do it all.
100%, Bailey. You talked about Natasha Lozo getting 3 points a set, but Algonquin, right now, the women's team, just under 11 kills a set. That's amazing. That comes from, power from the outside, but it all starts with their defensive play. They're able to receive the ball well, set the plays up, and really attack it well. And we saw that yesterday, and we're going to see a lot of that today.
Their head coach did say that they did need to clean that up, especially going against a team like Seneca, who is so clean and knows what they're doing. They have it set to a T, and he does believe in the team that they can play against anyone and match up against any team, but it's just a cleanup of the drills kind of thing that needs to be done.
For sure, and I mean, that's something the Wolves are really going to have to work on heading into today's game, is just countering the strike upon a serve, right? Being able to transition that defense and offense, and I mean, through that, you got a clean recipe to winning games and making a final last push for the playoffs, right? Covering a little bit more surface area up on the court as well, too. You want to cover that. You're leaving up way too many open gaps on the court. You want to clean that up. You want to minimize the errors that your team's making defensively, and then push for that offense through defense, right? So there's the one thing that the team's going to have to work on. While coordinating blocks in front of the net as well, too. You want to play disruptive. You want to get a great reach on the ball. You want to redirect those wide or just down on the ground. And that's something the Wolves are going to have to clean up if they really want to win today's game. And one thing I've noticed that they haven't been working on as well since the start of the 2025.
Yeah, 100% Bailey. And, you know, Algonquin's got to come here. Like yesterday, they didn't have much errors, you know. They didn't, no violations, not really giving free points away that much. They got to minimize their errors. They got to really focus on, you know, getting serves over their net. And they really got to talk. If they communicate well, we saw that yesterday, they communicated well at some points. There's some points, obviously, there's, you know, a miss of communication and led to free points for their team. You don't want to give the other team free points, you know. You want to keep driving it with there, and you know they got to keep on their game to be able to come out here with a victory, which I know that they're able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you think the lack of communication last game came from just the struggle from the weekend?
It's a whole probably like a group thing. I feel like they gotta come in together, but the last couple games, communication has been a big issue so far this year. It started off bad, it came together, but since 2025 started, you know, they've been on a rough patch, but if they got to keep going at it. If they want a chance to really give a big push in the playoffs, which they have the talent to be able to do that, communication, they need to do that, and it's looking like it's going to be good today, but we'll have to see here today. It's a test today to see how well they can really go upon that.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, this is all we got time for before we redirect our attention to the flag for the national anthems. Tune in, and we'll be back with you guys shortly. Thank you very much, guys. Truly the greatest country and best national anthem in the entire world, and we're so grateful to live in the country we call Canada every single day. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan. Followed alongside me is my color commentator,
Seth Poirier.
and we're looking forward to bringing you guys all the action as we await a whistle here for the opening serve of today's matchup between the Georgian Grizzlies at your Algonquin College Wolves. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, we get to talk to Alex a little bit about this, how the Wolves are playing a team sitting lower in the standings with a 2-12 record. After yesterday's game, they didn't get the results that they want, but this could be an easy game to come into with the right mindset and go, okay, we capitalize here. This will give them the momentum, the morale we need to move forward in the rest of the season and make a final push for the playoffs. What are your thoughts?
They got to keep on their game. They got to play with what's given to them. They got to utilize the momentum that's Georgian Grizzlies are giving them, and they got to flip that for their advantage and go and score. And if they're able to do that, they have a big success here today. But Bill, I want to mention something that you look at two sidelines, you see one team has more players than the other team. Do you think that's going to affect the game plan and maybe, you know, if girls get tired or this and that? Or do you think that Georgian could be okay with the amount of players that they have?
Well, it's a very athletic sport, right? And it requires a ton of athletic ability. And, you know, having significantly shorter amount of players on your bench than the Wolves do heading into today's game could play a factor in how successful they are or not. They're playing a tough game. Wolves are hemming them offensively, you know. That'll take a toll on your body. That'll take a wear and tear on you. But with the amount of players that they have on their bench heading into today's game, you know, you got to put in consideration that you have to conserve your energy and you have to play strong volleyball with what you got. Because if not, you get hemmed offensively, you get tired, and that could play a big impact on how this team performs throughout 3, 4, 5 sets, you know. The Wolves chant currently going at the moment as we break huddle here shortly. Everton senior Alex got the fortunate chance to talk with him in yesterday's game during the men's matchups. 30 years experience here in the OCAA. That is a ton of coaching experience and a lot he has to show his team as well here. Coming out onto the court for the Wolves in the number 5 jersey, Jordan Feig. Making her way out right now, the libero defensive specialist. The Wolves are going to rely on her heavy to turn that defense into offense in tonight's game. Number 6, Jillian Dawson. She was great for the Wolves in yesterday's game. And Maria Volante, the number 7 jersey, to come out as well too. Isabella Tarango in the number 8 black for the Wolves. And notably the team's biggest MVP, Karis Tentori, great two-way talent who could do it all. Seth, I don't even understand what that says. What is that? Gabby Pocket, talk about how great she's been for the Wolves as well. Leads the team in digs and is possibly the best setter in a top 5 in the OCAA too. Just solid playmaking abilities and talents, which is able to set her team up for the offensive transition. Now, Seth, I kind of wanted to redirect the attention here. The Wolves, as we mentioned, 2-2 from the start of the beginning of 2025, right? What are their keys to win heading into today's game? Well,
Bailey, they got to keep, offensive consistency at a high point throughout the whole game. They got to play strong defense. We talked about it in pregame show that they play strong defense to turn into great offensive play, and they got to target the weakness in their opponent. They got to find the open gaps. They got to find areas. They got to find maybe one of the opponent players and find where the ball needs to go for them to be able to get 3 points from there. But those are the keys for Algonquin to win. And if they do those things, they communicate well, they minimize errors, and the whole squad comes to play, they'll be easily walking away with a victory.
For sure. As we await the opening serve here of the game, the Wolves will start this one off. Grace Pate, we talk about how great her serving ability has been for the Wolves throughout 15 games this season. She's been nothing but spectacular. In the number 14 black jersey from in behind the end line, now playing heels to the line there. She's going to send that one into the backcourt, now transitioning to the front. The Wolves able to get down low, trying to set up for the offense there. Karis Tentori trying to go for the potential kill up on the line, but it was going to be defensively covered there by the Wolves. The Wolves are going to win the opening point of the set here, up 1-0 early to really set the tone and momentum heading forward off a recent error from the Georgian Grizzlies. Grace Pate here to take the next serve. Coming up, and another error. Service ace for the Wolves there. That really shines light on how great her serving skills have been so far this season. You watch it last game and how spectacular she's been. She's just been able to generate a ton of kills from in behind that end line there, and that's exactly what you like to see. Come up here and they'll go, but the Wolves coordinate a nice block from the front court, now setting up for the offense. Going to overhand set that one over the net now. Setting up, and the Wolves are able to expose that open space on the court from the right side, coming from Isabella Tarango in the number 8 jersey.
Bailey, quick start for Algonquin offensively, producing 3 points real fast, and they're getting the Grizzlies playing on their heels, able to go up 3-0 here fast.
And that's the kind of momentum you want to start off the game at a 3-point lead. Not able to get down low enough and get a great reach on the ball. Feig does not matter. Her team will huddle together to try and break through this one. Still leading 2 here over the Georgian Grizzlies. Georgian coming out for their first serve here of today's matchup from in behind the end line. We'll look to see what she has in favor here for the Wolves. Come out. The Wolves will bump this one forward. Isabella Tarango going from it. They're going to transition this one over the attacking line there, and what I believe that will be played out throughout the sideline. The point will be awarded. Official pretty hesitant here. He's going to want to talk to his
you saw
the out-of-bounds guy here.
Powerful hit on the left side of the front court for the Grizzlies. It was so powerful that the official on Algonquin's side moved out of the way. So I don't know if she really was able to really get a good look at it, because from me it looked like it was in, but now they called Algonquin point there. So I don't know, Bailey, but
Another
4-1.
crucial error here for the Georgian Grizzlies. The Wolves will capitalize on their 4th point here of the set. Isabella Tarango out here to take the serve. Should come up, play that one nicely right into the middle of the backcourt there. They're going to try and bump this one, but overhand right to the Wolves' end. Setting up here for Natasha Lozone. Natasha Lozone was going to force an error there right off the net and back into Wolves' territory. Will give up the point. Georgian cutting the lead in half here. Wolves still lead 4-2.
Yeah, she tried to do what she did yesterday, a little tap on the ball from underneath, able to make it spin and drop, and wasn't able to get enough power off of it.
Feig was going to bump that one forward. Beautifully set. Kirsten Torrey going for the attack there. Georgian coming back on the counter, but couldn't quite visually see the ball up on the play there, playing a little too tight to the net there. The Wolves will capitalize on that 3rd error of the match, leading 5-2 here in this opening set. And this is the kind of lead you want to have coming into this game early, right, Seth? You really set the momentum, the tone moving forward, and this could be crucial on how the rest of this set plays out.
100% Bailey. You got, like we talked about this all the time, that you got to win the first set, set the momentum, set the bar high where you want to go. And right now it's looking 6-2. Algonquin really focus on their goal in mind. Their goal is to win this game, to go 11-5, and really, get a jump of their competition in the playoff standings.
Playing that one a little short off the serve there. Gabby Paquette trying to set up this play from the front court. Now going for the attack, and they're able to expose that open space on the left side back court there. The Wolves will come up 7-2 here in this opening. Coming out from in behind the end line once again to take her 2nd consecutive serve of the match here. Gabby Paquette leads her team in digs. Will come out here, set this one for the attack. Gabby Paquette bumping this one up, playing from the backcourt now. Natasha Lozon playing from a strong angle. Georgian out there, but the Wolves are going to coordinate a nice block, no net violation up on the play here. They'll capitalize on their 8th point apiece here of the set.
Yeah, Bailey, net play is what's going to win or lose you a game. It's one of the big key factors in a team winning in volleyball. If you have a big, strong presence in net, blocking and getting great attacks, you have a big chance of winning your set and winning the game.
Georgian, great job at attacking there. Feig forced to make a move with the ball there. Couldn't quite set up for offense the way that they wanted to, but it'll play that one over the sideline. Nonetheless, will be awarded the point on the play there. Now Georgian still trailing 5 points here.
Georgian's got to flip the switch and come out here and get some quick points and steal momentum from the Wolves.
Coming out here for the serve, will play that one right into the net off a recent service error from the Grizzlies. The Wolves will come out 9 here, 6 points ahead of the Georgian Grizzlies. Kirsten Torrey out to take the serve here, undoubtedly being the team's best player throughout 15 games this season. We'll set this one up, trying to go for the little tip there. We'll play that from in behind the attacking line. It'll be one too many touches of the ball. It'll be a double touch on the play, and the Wolves will win the point over here, leading 7.
Yeah, last time these teams met up was early November, I believe, Bailey, November or October, and Algonquin was able to win 3-1 versus the Grizzlies.
Strong serve from Kirsten Torrey there, trying to get down low to play that ball. It's going to be unsuccessful, though. Nonetheless, point will be awarded to the Georgian Grizzlies up on the play, now still trailing by 6. The Wolves been able to really open up that scoring margin. It's a lead you want to have moving forward here. Out to take the serve for the Grizzlies. Play that one down. The ball will enter the backcourt. Wolves going for a tip up on the play from Grace Pate. Now setting up, going for a tip. Natasha Lozo there in the front court to recover defensively for the Wolves. Will be played over into the back. Now transitioning to the front. Tipped up once again. Gabby Paquette setting up the play. This will be a long rally here. Gonna set that one forward. Playing over to Natasha Lozo. Going for the spike there, and she's gonna register her first kill of the night.
That was a great rally, Bailey. Back and forth, both teams able to get the ball up, but it comes down to Natasha Lozon getting the point there, and that's her first of the day, and it's not going to be the last one.
For sure. coming out to take the serve there. Going to transition into the front court, go for the heavy tip there, but the Wolves couldn't quite get a reach on the ball that they were looking for from the back. Kirsten Torrey went down to try and register a dig up on the play, but would be unsuccessful. Waiting the Georgian serve here. Will come out, heels to the line, play that one back. Grace Pate, but Gabby Paquette setting up the play for the Wolves offense. There'll be a misplay of the ball there from Gabby Paquette, and will end up just high of the end line. Ball will be ruled out of play. Couldn't quite get the touch on the ball that they were looking for. Emma Cott here to take the serve for the Grizzlies. Cameron will play that one hard. Wolves just able to get down low. Kirsten Torrey couldn't quite redirect that one where she was looking for there. Natasha Lozo couldn't quite down and get a second touch on the ball in the play. Cott has been hitting the ball quite hard here off of the serve. It's made for some pretty unpredictable plays. The Wolves will go up for a tip there, and it'll be redirected into the net from the Georgian side, and the Wolves will win the point up on the play, up 12-7 over the Georgian Grizzlies.
Yeah, Grizzlies were able to get a couple points. Algonquin kind of moving in the wrong position defensively, wasn't able to fully get their feet together. Now back-to-back points for Algonquin. We'll see if they can really get this stretch in their advantage and keep momentum on their side.
Kowanovsky from the Georgian side couldn't quite get a touch on the ball there, coming off of Natasha Lozon's recent service ace. We'll transition this one into the front court, but it will be played into the net. Couldn't quite get the height on the ball. The Wolves lead here, 14-7 lead cut in half. Georgian trailing by 7. And the first time out of the game will be called from the Georgian side here, with the Wolves leading 14-7 apiece. And so far, it's been a great game for the Wolves. They've come out, they played some spectacular volleyball, and that's exactly what you like to see. They're setting the tone here early, and you want to keep up on this pace if you want to win and possibly kill this game off in 3, right?
100%. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to play this type of game. There are a little bit of errors that we saw just a couple before they're able to get the last 2 points. You know, they're not moving in the right position. They're not getting to where they need to be. And if they really want to get away with this one and win this game, they got to get defensively play where they need to be. Because offense, they got it right now. It's their defense got to move in to the position they need to be to win this set.
Algonquin, they do need to just clean up their serve receive, same as we've seen the past few games. It just needs to happen, right? Like, they need to communicate and beyond that.
Exactly, we agree with you guys 100% here. You mentioned the errors so far early. Georgians made a ton of them that the Wolves have been able to capitalize here, and they've been giving them a ton of free points.
Exactly. It's all about capitalize off your errors. If you sometimes you got to play what's given to you. If Georgians got to play with what Algonquin's given them, but right now Algonquin's really playing what Georgians giving them. They're turning into Georgians' mistakes into points for them.
Exactly, right? The game is back underway here with the Wolves winning the first point upon that timeout, leading 15-7 here. Natasha Lozon to come out in behind the line here for the Wolves to take the next serve. In her bright red shoes, will come out here, play that ball strong right to the middle. The Wolves going to counter this one above the attacking line, coming in from Grace Pate off the recent attack there. Going to set up, try and go for offense. Ball back up, Feig is able to bump that one over to Pate. Pate's going to go for it there, but it was going to be redirected right into the middle. There's going to be a net violation here. The Wolves are going to win the point up on the play, now leading 16-7 here in this opening set. Tasha Lozon, you talk about how great she's been so far and just how strong she is off the serve as well, too. She registered 2 serving aces so far this set. I mean, you're probably going to see more from her moving forward there. She's going to play that one, just as I mentioned earlier, from in behind the headline, Natasha Lozon. I mean, that's a critical advantage that you want to hold over every single player on the court, is your ability to spike that ball as hard as you can with accuracy, and she has just that.
And I like your last point you put, with accuracy, because some people just have power, but the ball doesn't really go anywhere. But she has power, but she can also put it where she wants to be. And like we see that last serve, not much power compared to the first one, but really she puts the ball where she wants it to be. There's got to be a gap that she saw in the defensive side of the Grizzlies that made her want to put the ball there. We'll see her again, see what type of game plan she goes with this serve.
She'll play that one strong. And the Wolves will counter that misplay. The ball coming in from the backcourt of the Georgian side and tap that one right down. Isabella Tarango in the front court net side to redirect that one to the floor. Tasha Lozon here once again from in behind the end line. Here will come out with a powerful serve. Once again registering her 4th consecutive serving ace, or her, well, not her 4th consecutive, but her 4th serving ace here of her serves through today's game. She's
doing really well, Bailey. Really coming in, the whole team together with their serves. And Natasha Lozon is the big reason why this team is succeeding when it comes to their serve game.
Gabby Paquette setting up the play there for Grace Payton. Grace Payton is going to find some open space on the court to plant that ball too.
That was a great play, Bailey. Instead of getting it to far down the backcourt, she just does a little tip. And Georgian Grizzlies does not talk, and no one's able to get that ball.
An error was bound to come off of Natasha Lozon's serves, and it has just done, but it's going to send that one just wide, unfortunately, here, giving the Georgian Grizzlies their 8th point of the set. The Wolves only 4 out of securing this opening. Out here to take the serve, Georgian. Play this one back, Grace Pate. Setting up Gabby Paquette. Natasha Lozon coming in for the attack there, and she'll register a kill upon the play. Beautifully done and executed to perfection by her. She's got 3. She's got 5 kills on the night here for the Wolves. Grace Payton, we glorified her serving skills here at the beginning of today's game. She'll come out here to the line right now to serve this one up. Playing tight to the net, and the Wolves are going to get a point up on the play. Kirsten Torrey just there to redirect that one down, making herself a solid net front presence. Only 2 points out of securing this opening set here in their front pocket, and that's going to be a massive momentum factor heading into the rest of this game. Forced to make a play, and just something that the Wolves have been able to do excruciating well is on the counterattack, redirect those balls down, expose that open court, and they've been given a ton of those kind of opportunities here tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Now, only 1 point shy of winning this first set, Bailey. It's all about the serve. Serve game has been impeccable this game, or this first set, I should say.
Setting up from the front court here right now. It's going to be redirected upwards and a bump. Gabby Paquette setting up that play. Kirsten Torrey is going to wrap up the set here, and the Algonquin Wolves just utterly obliterated the Georgian Grizzlies here upon that opening set, right? And that's exactly what you like to see. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a massive momentum factor heading forward. And you just want to blow your teams out of, you want to blow your opposition out of the water before heading into that second to really set the morale up on the bench.
A lot of momentum. You got to ride with your momentum. You got to win the first set, because that leads you to not play with your back against the wall. If you lose that first one, then you got to always play catch up. And that's not always what you want to do. Sometimes you need to win the first one to really secure yourself, to, because if you lose the second one, it's only 1-1, you can keep climbing from there. But if you lose the first one, then you're setting yourself up. But I don't know. For me, that's what it's got to be from there.
I'd say they've definitely set the tone. I know it was kind of a rocky start there, and they were about to catch up a little bit, but they've definitely used their stronger points right now to kind of bring it up to like beat them for the first set, right?
And what do you think they've done so far? Like, Algonquin's done good in the first set to be able to win 25-8.
Using their strengths, you know what? Like having the serve to start. That is, especially putting Natasha or Grace as your server. You're bound to capitalize over that, you know. So.
Agree 100%. The Wolves have been able to strive efficiently off the counter attacks there, and Isabella Tarango with her height and reach has been able to redirect balls to the floor, which is exactly what you like to see. But the Wolves serving game has been up to par throughout today's matchup, right? And you've seen Natasha Lozone, how strong she was from in behind the attacking line, was able to register
five or six straight serves.
Yeah, was able to register a ton of aces, as well as Grace Pate as well too. You got to glorify how great she's been from in behind the end line as well too, just putting balls to the floor, and that's exactly what you like to see. And you're racking those free points there. Those hard serves have been so unpredictable from the Georgian side
100%.
to come back from, right? How do you control that ball? How do you turn that defense into offense? And clearly Georgia's been having a hard time with that here tonight.
They've been having a hard time with it, but it's also not mostly their fault. Algonquin's been really doing good recently at putting the ball where it needs to be. They're finding the open gaps. They're finding the areas of where, okay, well, I know how they're going to play defense. I'm going to put the ball there because it's going to mess up.
They're really using the outside of the court so well.
It's going to mess up their
rhythm,
way of playing
plan.
offense.
Yes, absolutely.
And Algonquin's been doing really good so far.
I was going to say, yeah, offensively wise, like our team knows how to read another team. They don't necessarily play smarter, or sorry, they don't necessarily play harder, they play smarter. Yeah. In some cases, they see a open spot, they go for it, not necessarily going in for the big kill, but you get the job done, right?
Exactly.
At the end of the day.
And that's exactly what you like to see from the Wolves kind of coming out in that opening set as well too, right?
Yeah.
Well, with the timeout wrapping here, the Georgian Grizzlies will make their way back out onto the court. The Wolves still holding huddle formation. We'll break shortly here with 14 seconds left to go in the timeout.
Yeah, Bailey, I'm looking forward to the second set. Let's see what Georgian can come out with. But at the end of the day, Algonquin's been really strong, been really strong in this first set, and I don't think they keep their foot off the gas. They're going to be all gas, no breaks for the rest of this game, and they're going to come out, play strong in the second set. Looking forward to what this has to bring. But Bailey, so far, what has been your thoughts about really the different type of style of game we've seen recently compared to earlier on in the season?
I don't know if I've seen a different style here. Definitely the Wolves are making a much stronger net front presence, and you saw that in Isabella Tarango, and that's obviously her key strengths coming out throughout this season as well too, right? But just their service game has been so strong in tonight's game, and the Wolves have just been able to capitalize on a ton of points here. So I don't know if I've seen a difference in their game, but just how much stronger they've been offensively than their opposition tonight is so much more noticeable, and they blew them out in that opening set here, and that's probably going to be their keys to success here coming out in the second, is to keep up what you had going for you in that opening set, right?
Yeah, 100%, Bailey. You got to keep doing why switch something if it's working, right? You got to keep doing what's good for you.
Exactly. Grace Pate coming out up to the line here to take that serve. It's going to be redirected into the front, but couldn't quite handle the ball. There's going to be a misplay up on the court here, and the Wolves will win their second consecutive point here this second.
Yeah, miscommunication. We talked about how Algonquin needs to communicate well to be able to win. That's one of the key factors. But at the same time, Georgian's got to do that, because that's a couple times here. You've seen in the last bit of the first set, we see in the beginning, just as we see right here, no one's talking, no one's saying, I got it, that's my ball. And that ball just falls to the floor, and it's just 3 points for Algonquin. And right now, Algonquin's on the roll, starting off with 3 points, going up 3-0 here, and we're back to serves, and we know how deadly we are at serving the ball.
Georgian's just had a really hard time at controlling the ball here from the backcourt upon some of Grace Pates' serves. And I mean, Gabby Paquette setting up the play for Isabella Tarango, and that's going to be the Wolves' first error here this second set, giving up the first point to the Georgian Grizzlies here. Still trailing by 2. The Wolves lead 3-1 out here. Georgian out to take their opening serve of this second set. Come out and play this one nicely. Bumped and anticipated well here by the Wolves. Karis Tentori just slamming that one down, buddy. Right to the ground, was able to find that space and put it right where she wanted it to.
That was a lot of power. We talked about how the outside hitters are able to gain power, jump in the air, and really force the ball where they need to go. And Bailey, I don't even know if anyone had a chance to even possibly return that. The Georgian Grizzly player was able to have her arm out, but was not able to. I even see the ball go over the net. That's how fast and how much power that came off. It's like it got shot off a cannon, and that's exactly what Algonquin does with their outside hitters.
Isabella Tarango out here to take her second serve. She's come out and play this one beautifully over the net here. Georgian trying to set up for offense, playing above the attacking line. Now Miscoordinated block will redirect center to the front court. The Wolves will give up the point here, still trailing by 3. Are the Georgian Grizzlies coming out here for their next serve. Dubois Wood out here in the white to take the serve here for the Grizzlies in the number 10 and the number 11 jersey. Play this ball right into a net off a recent service error. I feel like a lot of these rallies have ended significantly early based off of serves alone, too. We haven't seen too many long rallies tonight. You saw one or two there in that opening set.
One very long one that ended with Natasha Lozon attack, but you're right, Bailey. It's been really 1 point drop, and it's all because of mistakes. There's not really much anything else getting up there. As you see here, misfire on their attack there. But you're right, when it comes to serving, if you don't get the ball, if you're not able to get your serve right, you're not able to get, that's just free points you're giving to the other team, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to give anyone free points, especially a great team that Algonquin is able to do, because they don't need any help. Algonquin doesn't need help; they can do it by themselves.
Gabby Paquette with the recent service ace there up on the play. She'll come out here for her second consecutive serve here of this second set. And there will be a timeout on the play from the Georgian side here with the Wolves leading 8-2 over the Grizzlies. I mean, as we were talking about, we haven't seen too many long sets here. It's been very short, and not close sets, but rallies. And it's been some really short rallies up on the play here. And I mean, the Wolves are really utilizing their serving skills here in tonight's game, right? You haven't seen too much of them, but the way they've been able to control the pace of the ball and control just the ball movement in general from the front to the back, they've been able to transition so efficiently and so well. Just their ball control up on the play as well, too, throughout the first 10 rallies here of this opening set have been nothing but incredible from the Wolves' end, and you want to keep up on that pace.
100%, Bailey. It's all about transition. You can transition from defense to offense. You're able to put points off the board, and you minimize any possibility of anything going bad. And they're doing great right now, going up with an 8-2 lead, and looking forward to keep pushing from there.
I very much agree. I think that's where Georgian's struggling the most, is the turnaround from offense to defense, because it's like they can get a touch on the really good serve, but it's like, how do you turn that around to get to a good offensive play, right? And that's where they definitely are struggling.
And with the Wolves' offensive pressure tonight, it's going to make it really hard for Georgian to come back from this, right? The way that they have not been able to control the pace of the ball and control just ball movement in general coming off the serves, they've made for some really short rallies, and it's hard to come back from whenever you can't control the serves. They'll be redirected down here by the Wolves. Leading 9-2 here. Paquette out for the serve. Is going to end up in the backcourt there. And just another error and a service ace for Gabby Paquette here. It's just been very uncompetitive here for the Wolves heading out throughout this matchup. We'll play that ball over. Georgian in the front court right now trying to set up for offense. Is going to tip this one off into the Wolves' back. Natasha Lozon coming out here. Block efficiently coordinated beautifully. Going to come out here for the second attack. And the Wolves are going to win the point on the play beautifully, leading 11-2 over the Georgian Grizzlies.
And one thing, Bailey, that Algonquin has got really better at is someone going up to attack, someone's coming right behind them and really making sure that if the ball does get blocked, there's someone in position able to return it. We see that right there when Natasha Lozon, she goes up and attacks it, and her teammate comes right behind there, able to secure it up. You see Paquette going up and getting it, and then we can continue from there. So that's something Algonquin has done really well recently.
First big miscommunication coming from the Wolves throughout today's game there. Both players weren't entirely sure who was going to pick that one up between Fag and Karis Tentori. Or come out here for the serve. Played up. The Wolves still able to get a touch on it. Gabby Paquette, last chance desperation, was able to get down low, produce the dig, and get the ball back up in action there. Beautifully done by her to keep that play alive. And the Wolves are going to win the point, or excuse me, we're going to forfeit the point on the play to the Georgian Grizzlies. Coming coming out here for the serve. We'll play that one over the net. Now bumped into the front overhead, set by Paquette. Still able to keep this in Wolves territory, and the play continues, still alive here. Setting up now in the front, going for the attack. Feig is able to get down low and redirect this one to the front. Paquette setting up for Kirsten Torrey. Georgian struggling here to find a play and set up offensively. You're going to redirect this one back to the front court. Natasha Lozone going for a little tap up there. And nonetheless, the Wolves will win the point up on the play here, leading 12-4.
Great job by both teams getting the rally going. That's the second rally and probably the longest rally we've seen. But it was a great play by Georgian, able to get the ball going out of bounds, getting that ball over the net, and keep the rally going.
Beautiful block there by the Wolves. They weren't going to touch the net upon the play. They're going to be awarded the point. Just great prediction and anticipation coming from Grace Pate. Coming out here for the serve, Karis Tentori. Point will be awarded to the Georgian Grizzlies. Garcia here to take the serve for the Georgian Grizzlies, taking her time and patience with the ball. Pinpointing this one where she wants. Air horn guy is going to come in clutch and bring the distractiveness from the fan presence to the game today. Setting up in the front court now, coming back, and first major kill of the game. Was able to expose that open space on the court there off a heavy strike coming from the front. Garcia out to take the serve here. Once again, Air Horn guy is going to come in clutch and find the open space on the court. The point will be awarded to the Georgian Grizzlies, who I do believe will record their first service ace of today's matchup.
Yeah, Billy, great for them to be able to get that point. Already 7 points on the board, only down by 6 points, Bailey.
Garcia doing a really good job at handling this Wolves fan atmosphere's pressure here tonight. We're going to play that one down. Gabby Paquette redirecting this one the other way, but going to be a net violation there, and the Wolves will be awarded the point up on the play. Just a little too much reach over the net there, and we're going to forfeit the point over to the Wolves here, who have the lead cut in half, leading 14-7 here up on the court. Going to send this one right into the net off a recent service error. Not too often you see those kind of plays here from the Wolves, eh, Seth?
Not often, but they recover well from it. Every time they happen to do a mistake, they recover well from it. They have a mind of a goldfish. Play happens, play goes out of their head, and they keep their game up. And now, look, they just got the point back, and now they go back to serve. And now we can see them really, getting up there. You have Lozon here. Last time she was up to serve, last set, she had 5 or 6 serves straight that were service aces. So we'll see what happens here.
Georgian controlled that ball well, still playing from in behind the line. Will attack. That one will be redirected outside the sideline from Kirsten Torrey off a bump. And it's fortunate enough for the Wolves, they haven't had to play too much defense here in tonight's game, but anytime they've had the chance to, they've just played so well at controlling the pressure and speed of the ball. Feig trying to get down low and get that ball back up in the action will be unsuccessful. Couldn't quite get the reach that she was looking for up on the play here. Georgian to come out from in behind the end line to take the serve. Brooklyn Smith in the number 7 jersey in white to take it. Come out here and play this one into Wolves territory. Setting up Gabby Paquette. It's going to be bumped across. Big save from in behind there. Gabby Paquette coming to just overhand that one over the net. Setting up for the offense. The attack from in behind the line there. And that was going to be just high at the end line. The point will be awarded to the Wolves. Leading 16-10 here. Georgian trailing by a 6-point deficit. One they're going to desperately trying to make a comeback from here to secure this second set. Able to get down low, recover beautifully defensively, and transition that into offense. Is going to be unsuccessful off the net. The Wolves will be awarded. The Wolves only 3 points shy here of securing this second set into their back pocket to lead the game 2-0. Looking for the potential sweep. Nice touch of the ball. Isabella Tarango going for it from the net there, but it's going to be unsuccessful.
Grizzlies are not going down without a fight, Bailey. 17-11. They're coming up here and they're trying to send a message here that they can play, but let's see if it's a little too much work and a little less time that's available for them.
Moving into the front there, Isabella Tarango going in for a tip. There's going to be two players going after the ball at once. Potential miscommunication up on the line, though. Nonetheless, will recover. And Natasha Lozo will secure the kill, and the Wolves will be awarded the point here, leading 18-11.
Great play made by Lozon once again. And so far, she's been the key player for Algonquin. And now we have timeout, Georgian. Bailey. So far, this has been a great set for both teams, but Georgian's kind of coming in back in it with getting a couple points, taking what Algonquin's giving them and really getting 11 points on the board.
One thing I noticed heavily, and it's something I haven't seen the Wolves do so much this game, let alone the fact that they haven't played much defense, but it's that second forward from the back. You got your front row right along the net there, trying to be disruptive, redirect balls to the floor, but then anytime they mess up on that play with the potential error up on the line, there's always one player from the back in the middle able to come up and recover from that and produce digs, produce offense, and get the ball back up into action, allowing for attack.
And it's usually Gabby Paquette we see, because she genuinely, when she gets the ball, she knows where to put it, she knows who to go to kind of thing, and whether it's to another player or passing it over the net again when they don't expect it, she's got it. She can definitely make a play.
She's been so good here tonight. I mean, it's been so much fun watching her play, let alone the fact that she's probably the best all-around player on the team.
Definitely something that Georgian struggles with is turning it around when they do get an awkward, whatever it is, serve or hit. Yeah. It's like they struggle to turn it back around.
They struggle to do that, but so far they've been able, they flip the switch, flip the page a bit and come out and already have 11, because last set they only had 8. They already have 11 points so far. And but yeah, no, it totally makes sense what you guys are saying, and we'll see so far. We'll see how this ends, and now we're only 6 points away from getting this second set in the books.
Isabella Tarango in behind the line here for the Wolves coming up. She's been great from in behind there tonight there, but I was going to redirect wide. Or not redirect, but that was going to be served just wide of the sideline there. And the point will be awarded to the Grizzlies off a recent service error from Isabella Tarango. Dubois Wood out here to take the serve for the Grizzlies. We'll send that one clear over the net, redirected center. Send up for Natasha Lozon for the attack. A beautiful play by her. Wood was just going to go down on the play, trying to get a reach on the ball there, but was able to find the open space along the left side of the backcourt for the Wolves.
Ball placement, Bailey, is the top key. Whichever team is able to place the ball better, that's a big key to success. It's not all about power. Yes, sometimes you gotta have power, Bailey, but sometimes it's better off to put the ball where it needs to be to kind of screw up what kind of defensive formation your opponent's playing. But also, Natasha Lozon saw there's a big gap in the backcourt closer to the Grizzlies bench, and she put the ball where it needs to be.
Exactly. Coming out here for the serve. It's going to be successful. Paquette setting up for the play above the attacking line right now, and that spike is going to be just way too powerful from Kirsten Torrey. It's going to go just high of the court. The point will be awarded to the Georgian Grizzlies.
Yeah, Bailey, it's been that type of game of serve and receive. Game like this, ball goes out, not able to get the ball in the court. A couple mistakes here, but serve and receive, Bailey, that's a big part of the game of volleyball. That's pretty much an incredible part of volleyball. What do you think is going on so far for Algonquin to be able to really produce on the serve and receive game?
Playing from in the attacking line right now there, and the Wolves just unable to recover. Paquette going for it will be unsuccessful here, and the point will be awarded. Coming out here for the serve. Wolves playing a tight game here in front of the net there, but it'll be unsuccessful, and the point will be awarded to the Georgian Grizzlies on the play. Garcia to come out here in white for the serve. We've seen how great she's been. Under pressure, she's been just so successful here tonight. She's got 3 kills on the night, but was going to send that one right into the net for a service error. Up on the play, and the Wolves only just 3 shy of taking away this second set here. Ella Howell will come out onto the court here for the Wolves, and we'll redirect the attention here to Seth. I cut you off. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. It's okay if you cut me off, but you see how both teams are playing different type of formation when your opponent is going up to serve. You have Georgia kind of playing across the line. You have Algonquin kind of plays himself differently. I don't know if that's like which one. Obviously, the pros and cons to every formation, but it's working for Algonquin really how they're playing defensively, how they're able to receive the ball. Do you think that has an effect of the type of formation you play might affect the way they're playing defense?
I do think so. And, you know, they come out and they play great defensively. And, I mean, that second man recovery has been so great from the Wolves here tonight, and that's exactly what you like to see from them. They've been able to, anytime they've had an unsuccessful net front presence, they've come out and there's always been 1, 2, 3 players in behind you to get down low, produce that dig, and get the ball back up in action, you know? So I agree with you, Seth. I think the Wolves are playing great. They've been playing great defensively and haven't played a ton of defense here tonight. But whenever it's come to errors, there's always been players behind you to help you guys out and to get the ball back up in action, and that's exactly what you like to see. They'll come out there, and a beautiful tip down to the open floor from Grace Pate here. The Wolves only 1 short here. 1 service ace could do it, and no other player to do it other than Natasha Lozon here. We'll look to see what she has in favor here for the Grizzlies. And she'll play that one just wide.
One of her
wasn't the anticipated play, but
no, but one of her few errors that she produces recently.
You haven't been expecting the long spikes from Georgian throughout today's game, right? So it allows for more players to play up high a little bit more and, you know, be there for that extra defense up front and turn it into offense. Isabella Tarango going down there, and that will be set here with the Wolves leading 25-18. So we've seen a much closer set than we had seen in the opening, but it's been significantly strong here, and the Wolves have come out and played some great offense. They've been giving up a ton of errors there, basically reached off of serves. But what do you expect whenever you've been serving so much and you've been winning so many points, right? Errors are bound to happen based off of serves.
Yeah, 100%. The team that can produce more serves and actually score off those serves is the team that's going to win, and we see that right now. The 2 first sets go to Algonquin. Algonquin's been really producing really well with the serve this game, and that's a big approach that probably in practice has been a big speech, because at the beginning of the year, a couple missed serves in critical moments in certain games, and you know they kind of climbed their way out of it. Now they're really succeeding with their serves. I don't know if y'all see the same thing, but that's how I see their serves have been really good, and that's a main reason why Algonquin has been producing big numbers here so far today.
Isabella Tarango has just been so great in front of the net, too, just redirecting balls down, and her blocks have been coordinated so well in tonight's game. Her success rate's probably at a 97 with how well she's been playing in front of the net, and you need a player like her, and you need a player with those kind of skills to win you guys games, and she's going to do just that here for the Wolves tonight. They're up 2-0 currently right now, and they need to carry this pace moving forward, but expect a response from Georgian heading out into this third set as well, too. They got utterly obliterated in their first 2. You come out here, you need an answer, you're going to get a response, and that's exactly what Jordan's going to bring out to the court here heading into this third. What are your thoughts?
I do think that Algonquin is taking Georgian a little bit lightly. You can see Everton senior on the bench just a little bit frustrated because it's a 9th place team against a 4th place team. You'd think it wouldn't be 18-25 in the second set. But yeah, I do think it's just cleaning up wise. Obviously, yes, strong serves. communication from Algonquin's team compared to Georgian's is just obviously much better chemistry. You can tell it's there. Maybe it's just because of the season they've had, because that's always, it takes a toll on the team. But yeah, it's definitely, it comes in their favor.
So do you think team chemistry really affects how Algonquin's been able to produce and win recently? Like, you think that's how it is compared to Georgia, maybe a tighter group that Algonquin has?
Absolutely, yes. I see it on the court, and even just talking to some of the players, the way they help each other, the way even just after a set, it's like they come to each other, and it's not like you did that or anything. Like, it's very much just, we got this. We're going to come back from that. That's no problem. We have time.
And a big up factor for the Wolves here tonight, and just to add on to what you guys mentioned, is just the chemistry's been so great between the Wolves, right? You've seen very, very, very few miscommunications and errors based off of that alone, right? The Wolves have come out, they've rallied together, they played strong, and they got a really tight group here. And from what we've seen all season long, they've been playing great. And that shows whenever you see no errors based off of miscommunication out on the court. They talk to each other. They know where they need to be. They know where they need to place. Who's going for the ball? Don't worry, I got it. And communication's a big factor in this sport. I've played sports my entire life, right? And hanging out, I've never seen a sport as close, team bonding wise, as volleyball is. And, you know, that's a crucial factor that you need to have in this sport to be successful. And that's something that volleyball has, and that's something this club has. And that's going to play a big result in their success heading forward into the playoffs.
100%. Any team, any sport, when you go in playoffs and you try to have a deep run in playoffs, you have to be a tight group. You got to be close together. You got to have communication. You got to just hang out outside of volleyball to be able to really be knowing, okay, that's how you are there. Because the closer you are, the closer friendships that are being made. You can go play, and you can have trust in your teammate to be able to go make a play. So that you can really see out here with Algonquin compared to Georgia. Probably a tighter group. They hang out with each other a lot. They communicate with each other, and it's a trust factor that they have within each other.
I noticed in warm-up alone just the chemistry difference between the two teams, and as well as what we said before, being able to turn a defensive play around to an offensive play, you need the communication there. That's so necessary, and Georgian just hasn't been able to do that. I don't know about this game alone, but maybe overall season, it's important and they're lacking. Yeah.
We'll redirect our attention to the game right now here with the Wolves coming out for a serve. Grace Plate to play that ball, and she was going to record her second serving ace so far this set. And she's just been great so far here for the Wolves in tonight's game, let alone the fact of the amount of serving aces that she's recorded. She's been just spectacular. She's coming out here for her third. Just a strong spike of the ball there, but they're able to play this one somewhat into the front there, just behind the line, but the Wolves able to capitalize defensively. Will come forward. Isabella Tarango playing that error right into the net there. We'll give up the first point of Georgian's game here in the second. Or in the third, excuse me. A little misplay on words there. Garcia coming out to take the serve for the Grizzlies. Be redirected to the front, set up by Paquette, coming out for the attack there. Cambria Alford, the Yukon native, will come out clutch.
Yeah, great play. And Bailey, there's a lot of gaps. I don't know if you saw the same thing, but in the Georgian Grizzlies defense, there's spots that are always open, and obviously Algonquin has been seeing that, and it helps when your coach has 30 years experience to be able to really spot those open gaps and really attack those spots that are necessary open.
Coming out there, and a beautiful save by Natasha Lozon from the backcourt there earlier on, was able to redirect that way over the net. Georgian's reply was sending that just high of the end line there. Beautifully done by her. Everton senior, you could see a little bit of proudness on his face coming out along the sideline for the Wolves. Cambria Alford, as mentioned earlier, to make her first appearance in today's game. Isabella Tarango redirecting this one over the net here. Georgian setting up in the front court above the attacking line, going for the attack there. Natasha Lozon to recover defensively and set up the offense for the Wolves. That's going to be pushed aside here over the net into Grizzlies territory, and the ball is kept alive, forced to make a move with it, couldn't quite set up. Nonetheless there, great recovery from them. Going to set up here, and they're going to bump this one over the net, setting up. Gabby Paquette going for a little bit of an unanticipated play coming from her. We'll set this up. Cambria Alford going for the attack, was going to go for the cross play there. Setting up. Once again in a long rally, great back and forth action, setting up for Natasha Lozon coming in there. Ball's coming way outside the end line. able to recover phenomenally. Going to send this one over the net there, and a little bit of miscommunication from the Wolves. Who was going for that ball? Grace Pate or Isabella Tarango? Nobody could figure that one out, but it was going to touch the floor nonetheless here. The Wolves still lead 4-2 out in this third set. Could possibly be the last of the night.
Yeah, Bailey, that was a great rally, but not that great of a finish if you're the Wolves. You had the two teammates in the backcourt that were talking to each other, and the ball just ends up falling right in their lap, and no one's able to return it.
Could have potentially been a beautiful save by Gabby Paquette down on the play. She's going to be holding her abdomen there right now. I'm not too sure if she took an awkward stumble out on the play, but the official will come out just to make sure that she's okay, and she will be fine here with Georgian coming out to the line to take their next serve. Trailing by 1. This has been the closest we've seen this game in a while. Will come out there, Cambria Alford. She's averaging 3 points per set. Had herself a spectacular performance between the Wolves and Seneca yesterday. From the back, we're going to send this one into the front. Perfect setup there, but the Wolves answer back with a massive block up on the play. Gabby Paquette there to answer the door. Hello and goodbye.
That was a great play. And net battle, Bailey, we talked about net battle, and Algonquin has been really good, especially on that outside, on the right and left side of the net, able to really get some great block against attacks, and we see a great block there by Paquette.
Couldn't quite send that one into the front court. Weren't quite going to get the attack that they were looking for. Nonetheless, Wolves will come in clutch. Leading 3 points over the Georgian Grizzlies at 6 points apiece here tonight. Gabby Paquette to take the serve. Beautiful floater by her. We'll send that one down. From the backcourt, Fag is able to answer that. Natasha Lozon coming out. Coming back over, and the Wolves have just been able to answer so well defensively tonight, and I do believe that was going to be
a lift, Bailey.
A lift.
And we haven't seen much of that. We haven't seen any violations that much this game for Algonquin. It's been really clean so far, but right there, that was a clear lift, and it's going to be a serve for the Grizzlies.
Cambria Alford was going to redirect that one right down to the floor there. Gabby Paquette couldn't get down low enough to get that ball back up in action. Cambria Alford, one of the stronger offensive players here on the Wolves roster, as mentioned earlier, averaging 3 points per set. Making her debut in tonight's game. Fag was going to redirect that one upwards over to Cambria Alford. Setting up from the front court now, going for the attack. Oh! Beautiful block coming in by Jillian Dawson.
That was a great block. It looked like LeBron James in the finals versus Andre Iguodala going up against the backboard. Clear layup, and psych, LeBron's there to block in. She did an incredible play right there.
Beautifully done there, and Cambria Alford will record a service ace there off of that recent serve. All smiles on her face today here. We'll come back out to the line for her next. Played that one into the backcourt, transition beautifully to the front. It's going to go for the little bump back over. Couldn't quite get the strong spike that they were looking for up on the play. Tasha Lozon, little tip there. Setting up, the Wolves trying to coordinate a block out in front there, but I was going to ricochet off a hand and onto the floor of the Wolves territory there, giving up the point. Georgian trailing by 2 at the moment with the Wolves leading 8-6. Served over, setting up, going for the attack. They're controlled beautifully from the backcourt now. Beautifully done there, but Georgian, oh no, not quite. I thought that was going to redirect wide. Nonetheless, the point will be awarded to the Wolves as it apparently stayed inside the sideline.
Once again, big presence up against the net. Bailey, we've seen that so far here today, and that's a big reason why Algonquin's in the lead right now.
Dawson coming out with a powerful serve there, controlled well by the Grizzlies. Couldn't quite transition into the front court for point blank range attack. And that'll be blocked beautifully by Georgian out in front there, winning the point. Now only trailing by 2. Coming out, taking time with it here. Dubois Wood, we've seen how great she's been tonight. She's got 3 kills on the night for the Georgian Grizzlies. We're going to send that one just wide.
Now we see Natasha Lozon back to serve. Let's see if she can get a couple serves to fall in the favor of the Wolves.
Natasha Lozon coming out here right now. We'll redirect that one center right down the middle. And a beautiful kill and counter attack there from the Georgian Grizzlies. Will come by through a beautiful kill. Emma caught here to take the serve. Sent up. Just tipped, a beautiful defensive recovery there by Gabby Paquette, and point will be awarded to the Grizzlies. Able to get down low, and those last-ditch efforts are critical here for the Wolves, and a girl like Gabby Paquette's going to do that just for you tonight. Isabella Tarango as well, too. There's a handful of players who are able to make that last-ditch effort there for the Wolves throughout any game that they've played this season. They've been nothing but spectacular. Coming through and another service ace from the Georgian Grizzlies at the set tied at 10.
First time the game has been tied so far this game, and it comes late in the third set at 10-10, Bailey.
Wolves have carried a lead throughout all 2 sets except for now with the set tied at 10 there. Cambria Alford, nice bump down low, is able to get that back up, now going for it. Able to keep that ball alive, beautifully done there by Georgian. Setting up Gabby Paquette. Natasha Lozon is going to go just wide off of that recent spike. The ball will be ruled out of play here with Georgian taking the first lead of today's game over the Algonquin Wolves. And you can tell the fans are starting to get energetic here. Air horn guy coming in clutch here for the serve, trying to make some noise, throw them off their play, and he will work that one out accordingly to plan. Grace Pate out to take the serve in the number 14 jersey in black here for the Wolves. We mentioned her name quite a bit tonight. She's got 9 kills on the night. Has been spectacular, but was going to send that one right into the net here. Georgian's still leading by 1, Wolves trailing by 1. Coming out. And that was going to be just sent high of the end line there. The Wolves winning another point off a recent service error. And I feel like that's been the story of the game today, Seth. We've seen a lot of that back and forth action. A ton of errors made based off the serve, and a ton of aces off the serves as well, too. We've seen a ton of that tonight. It hasn't been a rally-packed game of a ton of back and forth action. We've seen very fast-paced volleyball today, and the games have been played so fast up to date there. Gabby Paquette coming out to play that one, but couldn't quite do it for her team. Coming out for the serve. Bumped into the front, set up by Paquette, going for the attack, beautifully done. The point will be awarded to the Wolves there off a recent attack from Dawson. Set up beautifully by Gabby Paquette, who leads her team in assists. There'll be a little bit of ongoing discussion between a Georgian player and an official here. Not too sure if that went out of bounds nonetheless, but we'll look to see what the call on the play is and whether it stands. And the point will be awarded to the Grizzlies here, now leading 2 over the Wolves. 14-12 is the current score here of this third set. They're really starting to pull through offensively here, and the Wolves have just been getting up way too many errors, free points. We'll send that one right into the net there. Nonetheless, as previous mention, we'll retract there. The Wolves only trailing by 1, a recent service error coming from the Georgian side. Gabby Paquette. She's got 3 kills on the night. Or we bump back into Wolves territory now, trying to set up for the attack. Natasha Lozo, beautifully done by her with power and efficiency. That'll be her 10th kill of tonight's game. Haven't seen her come off the court in quite a while, but you can't really take her off with the pace that she's been on tonight here. Set tied at 14. Minutes setting up into Wolves territory right now, working from the front court, trying to set up. Cambria Alford there, couldn't quite coordinate a block out in front, and that's going to bounce between the body and the net there, and the Wolves are going to win the point up on the play by a recent kill from Cambria Alford. The Wolves will regain the lead here now, leading by 1. Pocket. Sent into the front. Beautifully done by the Wolves to get that one back into the front for the transition there, but it was going to be unsuccessful trying to go for a little tip. Natasha Lozon was going to be unsuccessful sending that one into the net. Coming out here for the serve. Ike is able to redirect that one over the attacking line. Natasha Lozon setting up for the attack there. Beautifully done by her, but Georgian's able to control that ball beautifully. Now working their way forward with it. Cambria Alford going for the attack beautifully, and that'll be kept in the line. Coming through. Cambria Alford's got 4 kills on the night, has been making an immediate impact into tonight's lineup. Play that one beautifully with a little twist on the body there. Able to redirect that one to the front court now. Wolves trying to set up for offense. Gabby Paquette setting up the play there. Beautiful block by the Georgian side there. Setting up for low zone. Coming through. Was able to get some good height on the ball there. And the block uncovered. Will come back. Beautiful bump coming in from Gabby Paquette. And they're pulling through with it. Natasha Lozon. It's going to be a back and forth rally here. And we're going to send that one right into the net there off a recent error from the Georgian side here. The Wolves now leading 2. Cambria Alford for the serve. Heels to the line there. Just skimmed the top of the net there, and the Wolves are able to redirect that one down. Beautiful job by Grace Pate to get that one to the floor. The Wolves starting to look like they're going to pull away with this lead right here, leading 18-15. And we're going to get a timeout on the play by the Georgian side here. So, Seth, throughout the first couple rallies here of this opening set, or from this third set, what have been your thoughts so far on how the team's been playing?
They've been playing very well, Bailey. Georgian's been playing really well. They're coming off a bit. Second set, you saw way closer in the first set. Now this set, they even build themselves a lead, which you didn't see that much at all. Now we see here just down by 3, third set. Georgian does not want to get swept here. So let's see if Georgian can come out of this timeout and really, regain focus and try to get to 25 before Algonquin does. But I don't know if that's what's going to happen. I don't know if Algonquin looks like they're going to be able to get a clean sweep here today.
Yeah, they're really giving them a challenge this set. They're not letting it go easy. They're cleaning up their play, and they're getting the job done. And it's the Wolves are definitely getting scared for sure. Well, they were up, and then they're down, back up, down. You know what? We didn't see this in the past few sets, so it's like, what's going to go on? Like, how long is this game going to be, kind of thing,
Well, the numbers of this set right now are 18-15 with the Wolves leading in favor, and then this is exactly the response that you were expecting from Georgian, right? They were going to come back with a fiery attack here out on the Wolves, and at one point, as you mentioned, they led, right? It's a response that was expected. They're starting to come out, play better volleyball, set up more efficiently from the backcourt, transition that defense into offense, and you've seen they've been pulling through with attacks tonight like crazy, registering a ton of kills this set alone, but they've been playing so great.
Yeah, but Bailey, do you think Algonquin's done a couple mistakes? I think they did, Bailey, because, if it wasn't for Algonquin's minimizing their errors, Georgian wouldn't have been this close in this game. So I feel like it's a bit of mixture of that, but Georgia's been playing great recently, but Algonquin's kind of got their foot off the pedal. They got to regain it. They're only down by 7 I did have to do a little bit of math. In my head without a calculator. That's not the great part, but down by 7 here and looking to get the win here. Because yesterday they lost, they got swept yesterday. So let's see if they can sweep Georgian and keep fighting to get a better and higher seed in this year's playoffs with the remaining 3 games after this game is concluded.
Well, as you were mentioning earlier before, Seth, the Wolves giving up a bit of points based off of errors here. And, I have seen that, but the Wolves have been serving a lot here in tonight's game, and errors are what's typically to come based off the serves at times, and I think that's what you were getting out of the Wolves here tonight. You saw some really beautiful serves, you saw some efficient serves, and you also saw some bad serves as well too. Sometimes just going wide, sometimes just going into the net. It was expected. You're going to see this out of any volleyball team you ever watch in the world, right? It's going to happen. But, I mean, just based off of attacks alone, the Wolves, and you saw that right there, just sending it wide. You're going to see that once upon a time. And, the game is still very close. 18-17 here. The Wolves got 2 sets in favor, though, nonetheless. Georgia could run away with this set if they wanted with the way that they've been playing here throughout.
Yeah, 100%. And it's a lot of the momentum carried over by the second set. In the third set, able to get a lead like we talked about earlier, able to come out here and really kind of find the open gaps, and almost had a little accident there, but find the open gaps that are needed to score points. And Georgians really climbing here at 18-18. They're also only down by 7, so look for them to really come out and shine. But Algonquin got to regain back to be able to get the win here.
Cambria Alford, great last-ditch effort running back there to get the ball back into action. Just great athleticism coming from her, but won't quite get the result that they were looking for. Going to bump this one over. Grace Pate with a little bit too much power up on that recent bump. It'll be sent just high the end line right there. And we'll give up the point now. Georgian leading 19-18 here over the Wolves. The Wolves trying to clean up their play right now if they're looking to run away in the sweep tonight. Cambria Alford able to get the ball back up in action. Tasha Lozon was going to send that one down, but the block is going to redirect that ball just wide. Coming on for the Wolves, Karis Tentori back out onto the court here. And she's going to make an immediate impact here, and we'll see how that reflects on the result of the game heading out after this set. Karis Tentori with a beautiful serve coming up there, but Georgian was able to pull ahead with the lead here, now leading 20-19 over the Wolves. Dubois Wood now to come out for the serve. Going to send that one right into the net, tying the set back up at 20. The Wolves only 5 shy of taking this set end game home, possibly with Natasha Lozon coming out to the line here. She could possibly put a dent in this Georgian team here.
And we know she's able to do that. She did it earlier in the game.
Playing that ball, but it was going to go just wide of the sideline there. Close set.
Yeah, she missed her mark there, Bailey. She doesn't do that often. We saw her do that last time, but you saw her kind of jumping. When she was in the air, her body was kind of crossed, so all her momentum went sideways, and that's why the ball ended up going out of bounds on an angle.
Was able to control that one well, send that up to the front court. It was going to come just outside the line. Georgian won't be able to hand that ball from the front. The Wolves. Game tied at 21. Grace Pate here out to take the serve for the Wolves. Played that ball beautifully, but controlled well from the backcourt, able to transition to the front there. The Wolves are going to set up a beautiful block up on the play there, and the Wolves will be awarded with the point. Beautifully done by them and executed to perfection. Leading 22-21 here over the Georgian Grizzlies right now. Grace Pate coming out behind the line once again here to take this next serve. Sent into the front. They're going to play that one from behind there. The Wolves trying to get down low to get that ball back out, but the set tied back up at 22 here. That has been very, very close, Seth. Both teams need a 2-point differential to pull through in the victory of this set. So it's pretty tight, and we might, excuse me, we might just see that result.
You just got to stay consistent, and both teams got to stay consistent. And Algonquin, beginning of the game and beginning of the second set, staying consistent. But now, Bailey, in this third set, kind of let their game fall a bit, and Georgian's kind of picking that up. And now Georgian has 22 points, the most points they had all game. And now they're looking to try to close out this third set with a win here, and it's going to be a timeout for Georgian. And Bailey, so far we're seeing both teams play a different type of game in this third set, a game that's way more competitive, and it's nice to see from both teams.
Exactly, and I mean, this is a response that you were looking for since the beginning of this third set, right? Georgian was obviously going to pull back, and they might even take this set, let alone they've been playing great from the front court. The way they've been able to handle serves heading out to this set has been nothing but spectacular as well, too. Just ball control has been their top game so far heading out here against this Wolves team, right? So to keep up on that piece, to keep moving forward, to set up those kind of dangerous attacks, Georgian's got to keep up on if they really look to win this set here and pull through with the game.
I would say they're just putting up a hell of a game. It's not just Algonquin making mistakes or here. Like, it's, you know what, our team is tired as well. You know, they came off of a game last night, played hell of a game versus Senka. So yeah, like, you can just tell it's showing, and yeah, it could be anyone's game here. I was trying to see who was gonna be calling the timeout, because it was anyone's game.
We've seen recently in men's and women's volleyball, a team that calls a timeout usually comes off of that timeout and gets a bit of momentum, gets a couple quick points. So let's see if that works in the favor for the Grizzlies.
Coming out with the serve here, couldn't quite handle that one. The Wolves only one shy of taking this game here into their back pocket, looking to make a final push for the playoffs to secure a spot in the OCAA volleyball playoffs here. We're looking very forward to see the Wolves trying to pull through in a sweep. We got a sweep chant going here. You're going to play this ball well, trying to set up for the offense, forced to make a move with it. Couldn't quite get the dangerous attack that they were looking for. Cambry Alford will come up. Will she seal the deal here for the Wolves? No, she will not. Send up, trying to get this one back over the net. Isabella Tarango there to answer with a little bump on the play. Looked like it was almost over there for the Wolves with Cambry Alford to get this one. Setting up Gabby Paquette. Coming through, Grace Pate was going to send that one right into the net here, and the Wolves are going to have to win by 2 here if they're looking to win this game. A service error could do it here for the Georgian Grizzlies in tonight's game, but it looked like there will be a timeout out on the court.
Yeah, timeout Algonquin.
So it's been some pretty good volleyball up to date. Very, very close, and just, you know, continuing our last conversation, I want to redirect this over to you. Like, I mean, what have been your thoughts so far? What could the Wolves improve on if they want to win this set here, taking home the game?
Like, we didn't really know who was going to call the next timeout, and look at that, it was the Wolves this time, right? So you know what? They just need to bring it together, take a breath, because they have this. They have this game. We saw it in the first and second set. You know what? If Georgian was playing with this kind of intensity throughout the whole game, like, think about the rallies we've had this set. Absolutely, absolutely. So they just need to remember that the first bit of the game kind of thing, use that momentum and keep it going, and just to capitalize.
We're potentially one service error away from a Georgian serve here of sealing this game. And we can only cross our fingers and hope as Wolves fans ourselves, right?
And the Wolves need this. They came off a loss yesterday. They're since 2025, 2-2. If they got to come today to be able to get the victory, to be able to carry that momentum to the playoffs, but really a morale boost for this team.
Absolutely.
Could potentially be the last serve of the game here. Coming out, she's going to have to come in clutch. The Wolves will answer with a beautiful bump there by Cambry Alford, setting up for the attack from in behind the attacking line. Coming through. Game tied on the line, and that will be it for today's game. The Wolves are able to pull through in a spectacular sweep over a struggling 2-13 Georgian Grizzlies team here with the Wolves. Now 3-2 since the start of 2025. They look to improve that record. They're coming out 11-5 on this season. They're going to pull through in standings over the Last City Coyotes, and this is what the Wolves needed. The Wolves were supposed to pull through in a win here today. They were playing against an easier competitor, and there wasn't too much competition in that opening set. You saw the Wolves weren't really utilizing much defense, weren't playing all that much defensively from the backcourt. Were able to pull through in a strong service game. They played great. They were able to expose those open spots and really use those outside hitters with dangerous crosses and dangerous straights from them. And, from Natasha Lozon, Karis Tentori, and all of them. Strong spikes led the game today, and that's what pulled through in a vicious victory over the Georgian Grizzlies.
Yeah, 100% Balians. Starts with how they played offensively, but it all starts with how they were playing with their serve. Their serve game has been up to par, and that's the reason why they're able to play great defense. They're able to turn that to great offense with their serve. So that's a big reason. But they've been really good on the net. The net battling today, they won that, able to get
Tarango.
blocks and some great attacks. But she has some great blocks, and that's the reason why Algonquin was one of the reasons why Algonquin was able to run away with this game with a clean sweep. And it's a lot of stuff that comes into the game, but net battle, their serves, and their communication was pretty good today. Minimizing errors is a big factor and the reason why they got the victory here today.
Everton Senior got the result that he wanted out of his team playing against this Georgian team, and you can only look forward from here. You can only move on, and got some easier games coming up on the road as of next week. So we're looking very forward to seeing how this Wolves team plays out throughout the remainder of the regular season.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when the Wolves capitalize and know their strengths, use them to their ability, that's when they come out on top, and that's what they did here tonight. It was a good game, and I think they gave them a hell of a run.
100%. Yeah. And yesterday was a tougher game playing Seneca, undefeated team, losing a 3-0, but coming here today, great way to flip the script. Forget about what happened yesterday and continue doing what you can only do what you can control. You can only play with what you're given, and they're given an 11-5 record. Right now, and they have 3 games left that they can finish. If they win out, they can 14-5. That's a great record and a great momentum boost if they can keep going in the playoffs with this type of team and this type of aspect.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully climb up a little bit more on the standings in the meantime. Could also help. And maybe have a home game at home, right?
What did you like from Algonquin Amy today?
Algonquin played really well. I think that they know where they need to work on going into the playoffs, and I think that they'll be able to do so in time for that time.
What do you think the Grizzlies have to do next to build up from this game?
Grizzlies need to work on their flipping the defensive to the offensive around. A lot of communication-wise, I think they did a much better job in the third set there. But overall, Algonquin is able to use their ability to win. Yeah.
Agreed 100% with you guys, and as always, it's been a great time commentating alongside of you. Thanks for joining us today, Alex, and as always, it's been great. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Bevan, followed alongside me, my sideline reporter, my color commentator. As always, it's been a great time. We want to thank you guys for tuning in over a great victory from a Wolves perspective. And we want to thank you guys. Take care. Have yourselves a great night, and tune in for the men's volleyball game starting at 6 o'clock against the Georgian Grizzlies. Take care and have yourselves a great night.